Okay, so good morning, everybody, and thanks a lot for the stars to be here because we all are non-existent. You guys are, it's your event for today. And the key thing is, I know you might be
Mhm.
anxious. So let me set the tone with respect to how the whole process has been and where we stand as of now. Okay. So courtesy you all, thanks to the everybody rather, whoever has voted as well. So we got is 281 votes total. Okay. And along with that, the three judges, they did not make my life easy because while they were helpful in identifying the top three, but the beyond than that, because I needed is top five out of the nine which we had. Okay, so they could not make my life easy. The simple reason is each one of you were really, really good. That's an honest thing. And I know you might feel a little different at the end of it that, hey, you know what, why mine was not picked versus others. The margin of difference between each one of you was this much, if I were to say, negligible. Okay. Now, with that said, the votes I have reconciled as well as the verdict from each of the three judges as well. Now, before we get started, I will just highlight is that I will also share some small tips of feedback which I received from the judges as well as whatever I could see. Because when I was reconciling, we had to pick the top five. So nothing I'll say right or wrong in it, but that's how the process is. Maybe next time we will be all better. Okay. So small feedback I will definitely share for each one of you so that we all improve. And with that said, let's start off. Now, what I have done is I have segregated each one of you into three key age groups. Okay, because out of the nine, we had two people in 8 to 9 years of age. Then we had is five people in 11 to 12 years of age, and the remaining two in 13 to 14 years of age. Okay. And the competition among these groups was put in so that there isn't any relative that, hey, I am a young one versus as compared to the elder one. So those I wanted to avoid at the first go. Because after that, when we choose the top three is when we can go overboard and then find the actual what did you really do well and where you probably could do better. Okay. So with that said, let's start with the eldest group. So in the eldest group, we had two people. All right. One was Shloka you, and then second Javad you. Okay. So you both were there, and from bravery to depression, most powerful topics you could choose. Okay. And based on the numbers as well as the votes, Shloka, you are in the top six we have identified. All right. Then the second group is 11 to 12 years of age, where we had five people. Five people, as in, so that I am not wrong. Let me go into yes, Arya, Arin, then Noor, Sham, and Pushkar. Okay, so you were the five people who were there in the 11 to 12 years. So here it was really difficult because each one of you were unique and different. So to pull out the best of this, it was really hard for me as well as the judges. That's what they have also said. So I have picked instead of three, I have picked four. That's why I said top six, not top five. Because we just, the numbers which were assigned, the weightage which was assigned, the fourth person had to be a part of it because there was a tie, okay, on the score. So for that reason, the four people who have been chosen in this age group are Arya, Noor, uh, Sham, yes, Sham and Pushkar. These are the four who have been selected from 11 to 12 years of age. And the last group was 8 to 9 years. We had two people. One was Shrikant, and then second was Sanvi. So in those, Sanvi has been picked by the judges. All right. So these are the six people. I'll repeat: Arya, Noor, Sham, Pushkar, Shloka, and Sanvi. So these are the six who have been picked as of now. Now we will go into what kind of where do they play? Okay, among from the final podium point of view, if I were to say, for these six, first or foremost, I'll tell you that the judges what they recommended and they shared is let's talk about the three who could not get picked and what is it that some improvement can be brought in. so that it's not that we are just picking the kids and we are not giving the feedback as well. So first I'll start with Arin. So Arin, your whole topic on Anne Frank as well as isolation and in these days it was pretty neat. However, the only feedback which was given is that your multimedia use was very powerful. Okay, the connection between the multimedia and the storytelling, if you could do a little better, because you read about the entire Anne Frank and her life journey part of it, but something which was missing is connecting the dots, that how you are able to relate it out. So that was the feedback which was given by the judges for your Arin topic. Okay, so for that small improvement, you missed out on couple of points and hence you were not picked. Okay, but don't read too much of it. Trust me, I was 8.5 years old when I went in my first debate. I never won anything. Okay, until today, I don't think I have won any debate. Okay, so we all can improve. Don't worry. Second was who is there? Shrikant. Okay, so Shrikant, I would say Raghavan, and if Shrikant you are listening, the point was judges made was it was completely cuteness unload which happened. He was too cute to really share the message. Okay, the only small thing is that the message was too short to gauge out whether he is good or not, or what are the areas he can improve. So it was, I think, less than 2 minutes, and if it can be extended so that we can see the holistic nature and hence can give him better points. So that's where he lost some points. Okay, because the duration was too short. Yes, it was too short for him, for anybody to judge it out. Okay. And lastly, Javad. Since Javad, your topic was one of the most powerful, but somehow not making the cut, the bravery aspect of it. So 2 points in that, Javad, for you. One, again, it was a little short because again your age also played a factor. You are 13 years of age, so the expectation was maybe if you could just extend your topic a little further, maybe by another minute or 2 minutes. Okay, so that was one, because your topic and you highlighting your personal story was really powerful. Only thing is, we wanted to see a little more so that we can make a better judgment. Okay, so hence a duration was one big thing. Second for you was you were very passionate. Okay, when you were speaking. So the only recommendation is maybe slow down maybe 5% when you speak. That's pretty much how it is. Honestly, if how you see your sister fared, I mean, not to compare, but just I'm saying the slowness or how Sham was narrating in a calm voice itself, maybe something you can try out, but don't change you. Your style is your style. I also speak very fast, but try to just emulate those settings, and maybe you might be further better as well. Okay, so Javad, that was the clear reason why you lost on some points. Okay, so with that said, sorry. Okay, I thought somebody was saying. All right, so whoever is speaking, voice is not coming through. Okay, I'll continue. So maybe if in case get through, then you can share. So from the six now, as I said, there was a tie, and let me first talk about is the I'll say categories in which districts have been packed. One, definitely top three, which we know of. Okay, first, second, and third, based on various parameters and the numbers which have been given, plus the votes which have gone through for them also. And then there is a category which is most promising. That is where we had a star tie between two kids for the most promising as well. And then lastly, there was most popular as well, because judges they loved him, loved them. And the second thing is the number of votes for that topic were very high, but votes were high, the marks were not high. Okay, so for that reason, that person was not in the top three, but they were in the most popular category. Yeah, I think that's. Can everybody else please mute so that some people are not able to comprehend as well? Okay. So with that said, let's start with first the categories which is most popular and most promising. Okay. So most popular, the maximum number of votes, they went for 73 votes, okay, which were for Shloka, you. Okay, as I said, your topic was one of the most powerful topics. Your popularity was highest. Okay, the only reason you could not make into the top three was the reason two pronged. Like for Javed, I said because the age factor was there. Second thing was that the marks which were given from a storytelling point of view. Okay, pure play storytelling, because creativity you got best in the marks. Okay, and the choice of topic as well as communication skills you got good, but the storytelling element was a little thing which was missing in your narration. Okay, it was more of a topic which you narrated out but not told much stories about. That was the reason where you lost some points, and hence you were not in the top three, but definitely because of all those marks you got as well as the popularity, you were in the most popular slot. Okay, so that's your achievement. From my point of view, that's a biggie to start off with. Okay, we all can learn and build upon it. So one tip for you, please, maybe next time we all can, I can help you, everybody can help you on how to tell a story by taking a powerful topic like depression. It's pretty powerful. Okay, and many people, even two of the judges, they said that we actually recalled our struggles from a depression point of view. So you can, understand what you picked was really powerful. Then comes is the most promising. That is where, key thing which is coming is that both of these girls, okay, they were really, really talented. Again, duration did play a role in not making it to the top three, but you know what? The key thing is the way they narrated, the way they used the storytelling, some techniques of it. That is what led them into to be the most promising, because they lost probably 4 to 5 marks to just not get the cut on the top three. So in that, number one, it is Noor, you. Okay. Honestly, I really do not know the answer to your riddle yet. That whether the egg will fall on the left or right. I could have googled, but I did not want to. So maybe after this, you should tell us what's the answer to that riddle. Okay. So, but please uh, build on your skill. You have pretty powerful skills. Okay, the way you left everybody pretty high at the last, asking a riddle as a question and not giving an answer, was one of the best techniques in storytelling. Okay, only two people did that, mind you. You were one. Second, I'll tell when I reach that point. Okay, so congratulations. Second is Arya. Arya, again, your narration of richness through heart was pretty profound. Okay, when you use the, I'll say, story around what we call as Bill Gates. Okay, now the only small thing which you need to focus on is you have a strength in which you were narrating from your personal heart side of it, like Noor, you did. Okay, that was a story which you said and you connected the dots on. Similarly, Arya, you were able to connect the dots. The only thing is duration. When you are telling story, maybe go a little longer. I know you had one more topic, but probably this was your best attempt. We can improve, but the key thing is you again narrated the story purely passionately, even though many people might have read that story. So kudos to you as well. So Noor and Arya, you are into the most promising. So get ready, prepare well. You will be the toppers. Okay. So that's the three. Now coming on to the final three. Okay. So before that, I know, kids, you might have something to share or say. Let's take a pause rather than just becoming a monologue. Anything anybody wants to share or speak. If you can unmute yourself as well, if needed.
Manav uncle, thank you for the feedback. It really helped. And I know like what to improve on next time. I knew that like I saw like the percentage of like what was taken into account and I was like, oh, I didn't have storytelling. But now I know
Right.
to like include that in next time. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and similarly, Raghavan here, Manav, I hear your feedback on Srikanth. So next time, I think you should be focusing on the content duration.
Yes. Means because he did. Means because duration. we need to know more to judge somebody, right? In 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, it's very difficult
Yeah,
to
yeah,
pass a judgment.
that's right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback, candid feedback.
Sure, sure.
No, why not?
You want to say something, Javad?
Shy. Well.
Thank you for the feedback, Uncle. I could really use to improve myself.
Right. No, you were good. As I said, Javed, don't get me wrong. It's just that, sometimes when we are narrating something and telling a passionate story on a topic like bravery, we may have to choose certain other additional elements to be the best out of it. But you did awesome job. Don't get me wrong. People were really happy to hear a 13-year-old telling a story about bravery and narrating his personal story or his sister's story as well. So incredible.
Karin, go ahead.
Thank you for what you did.
Sure. I think you were probably shy as well, but good. You know what? This might break your barriers, which is needed as well. Thank you for your effort. I actually like the way you were trying to tell a story in which, lying on a couch to Ohio governor saying certain things and finally connecting with the Anne Frank story. Personal element was a small thing which probably you should focus on next time.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Anybody, anything else? Otherwise, we'll get into the last part. Okay. Then we go into the top three. Now, how about we will, unlike the other events wherein people they go from 3, 2, and then finally the winner. How about we start the normal way? We'll say who is the winner, so that the anxiousness is over, and then we talk about the other two as well. So, this was honestly one of the most hard scoring mechanisms which we used, okay, across the judges as well as what personally I also used. And then the votes was definitely a big plus to ease out certain burden. Okay. At the top, when we were contemplating, there were two kids. Okay. And just because of a very smallest element, one of them could not go into the number one. Okay. Let me tell you is the two kids were Pushkar as well as Shrikant. Okay. Not Shrikant, sorry, Sham. Okay. Now, both of them had their own unique style of telling everything. However, had the different privilege as well. I'll put it honestly. Okay. When I say privilege, because, for example, Pushkar, you used is a pretty heavy duty media and the props, which actually were pretty commendable. Wherein when you went ahead and showcased all your video games, how you were able to break your introvert nature and go into an extrovert area to make some friends, even though a virtual one, and the whole story around it, that was really powerful. Similarly, from Sham point of view, he made Corona look coming from heart as to what you should do in these times, how you can go with your parents, do this. It was coming across very personal as well. So hence two personal stories, pretty commendable in their own unique way, and then competing against each other to be at the top. All right. Now the reason why we have to pick Pushkar as number one is very simple. That the connection he was able to build and the energy which he showcased, like da and all that stuff he did, they were really different because he was using his own body to tell the message and convey the message in a very powerful manner. Okay. So for that reason, Pushkar, you are the number one who have been chosen as the first place, and Sham, he is number two. Okay. And the only reason between the two, or the only marked difference between the two, is the energy level which was showcased and the multimedia as well as props which were used to tell their own story, because both had the similar personal stories to talk about. So that is your number one and number two. Instead of saying number one,
Thank you.
number two. All right. So
Thank you. Thank you very much.
sure. Thank you. And then the third remains is Tanvi. For her, the judge's comments, okay, uh, was that it was a pure play animal related topic which many people related. And in the votes as well, some of them, okay, they conveyed is that the narration was smooth. However, okay, one of the judge, he mentioned that while I loved the topic, the communication and the narration, plus the intonation she used, okay, what she missed out and hence she was never going to be the top was she never showcased her face. So maybe Shloka, another thing you have to also remember. So his actually blunt feedback was hiding behind a presentation does not help when we go on a stage. So since the whole thought process was kill a stage fright, you have to come in front of a camera. That is when he actually told that, you know what, the best case I could see is at an 8-year-old or 9-year-old, wherein Shrikant, he was able to, narrate out certain things in front of a camera versus his competitor was Tanvi, and then she went ahead behind the presentation to say the same thing. But the articulation, the summarization, and she is the second person, Noor, I was talking about. Like you left everybody on a high. She also at the end passed the message that if you see an animal, you have to save them. So, which is again a big, profound statement to pass at the end itself. And Shloka, you also had at the last that, hey, here is a dial in number. If you have a depression issue, here is what you can dial in to get the support so that you are not suicidal by any means in your thought process, etc., etc. So, three of you girls, kudos to you because you all took that art of storytelling into a zone that you are giving audience to call for action, as we call it in corporate world. Okay, which is impressive and that was needed. So, guys, that's pretty much, I would say, as our top three also, and the whole total six overall. And the feedback which I came across, I had noted on my parallel monitor, so I was taking a look at it so that I'm not missing on anything. So now I can take a pause and floor is open. We all can talk.
Manav Bakshi here, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but
So, Nabila, do you want to give the answer to the riddle?
oh yes.
Go ahead.
Why? Actually, you not
It broke, but what was that answer? I'm sorry, it broke the voice.
Again.
Rooster does not lay eggs.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Pushkar, good morning and congratulations to you for your energy and everything else.
What do you say?
Thank you very much, Manav Kaka, for giving me the opportunity to come and present my presentation to you.
No, you were inspiring, man. Each one of you, by the way, you were. But one thing I loved from you was Dada, and I am going to use in some of my presentations in future. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Sure, sure. All right. So, anybody, anything else? I know I had lined up as a chief guest as well to share these announcements, but unfortunately, because of technical glitch, that could not happen. And just to tell you kids as to why I chose them, so that you also maybe have similar people in your life. They might help you. I'll just tell you the story and then we will wrap it up. Why I chose those two, and I could have gone to all my other friends who might be at a very high position, whether it is CIOs, CEOs, and otherwise. I did not go to them. Okay, for simple reason, I wanted somebody who can really inspire us all as a kid in our heart, and especially you guys who are the stars of today's event. So the first person I chose, there are two people who I chose as a chief guest. The first person I chose, he has been through umpteen numbers of ups and downs, and at 74 years of age, the energy, just like in bravery we heard Javad you, or we heard in your Pushkar energy level, you can say multiply that energy of both of you into 100, and that is where that at 74 years of age that guy is. His energy level is extreme. Okay. And then the other person I chose was a person who inspires me personally to be empathetic. While I am very crazy, okay, don't get me wrong again, but teaching empathy is what I learned from that person. And they were actually both my parents, okay. So Jagdish Chandra Ahuja and Parveen Ahuja. So that is what I was thinking of bringing them, because they turned my life differently and they have continued to inspire. I'm sure your grandparents or your parents, I know Bucks, you, I know Sanjeev, you, okay, or Andy. So each one of us as parents, I know what we do, but I think we need to continue to inspire our kids. So that was the whole thing I chose as my parents to be as chief guest, but somehow I could not get them into this video mix.
Right. I think Manav, our parents are equally or more enthusiastic than all of us.
Correct.
Yesterday, day before yesterday, when I was talking to my dad, he was on a video call with Pushkar. I told him there's a hailstorm, so he remembered a poem from his third standard. He went through all the three stanzas and explained the entire poem in Marathi, and then translated that into English for Pushkar. And he was told over that, how did you remember? One or two lines is fine, but how do you remember the entire poem, and that too on a split second, that if it is hailstorm, then he had a poem for it. And then yesterday it was raining, so he was teasing my son that, see, my poem was so powerful that I said the poem and in Pune it started raining. So I think he is 78, but I think at 78, Pushkar was telling me that means he probably was, this was 64 years back. So I think we need to probably take from all of our parents.
Absolutely. Absolutely. True. Okay, so that's all I had. And once again, kids, thanks a lot. Honestly, if it was not a social distancing, and if possible, I wanted to actually give you guys a hug. You were all amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. If nothing else, maybe we can wrap it up. Once again, thank you. And I will talk to you guys, you or your parents, and we will talk about the disbursement of the prizes so that you all are taken care as well.
Sir, when is the next
How about we make it yearly so that there is a value of such event, and every year we will conduct it. The only thing is, this was impromptu. I never thought about the time frame, and I have now designed a new format for next year, and I'm thinking of making it much bigger. And some of you as friends have also reached out to me as to how we can do it differently. So we will collaborate now. I know it was my bad. I did not collaborate properly with you guys to execute this event. Next year we will, as a team, do it, and that's when we'll make it much bigger as well.
No, thank you, Manu. I mean, thank you for arranging, and I think a lot of effort has gone from the judges. So thank you from all of us to the judges as well, and then coordinating with the judges and making this happen. So thank you.
Sure. All righty. Thank you all.